You don't have to start me up. I'll tell you, I'm fired up today. Talking about your money, your business, and your life. Gene Pastula in the house. Hey there, Gino.
I'm fired up too.
Good, I'm glad. It doesn't take much to get you fired up, I'll tell you. Tim Morton, a little different story, but he's been doing really well, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, he's really coming on.
He's a good guy.
Tim's on the show on a different hour from time to time. It's one of Gene's CEOs of one of his many, many, many companies. Did you get a chance to hear my diatribe there last segment?
I heard it, yes.
This is incredible stuff. Again, it's a study that was done by Wade Pfau, PhD, CFA, entitled Optimizing Retirement Income by Combining Actuarial Science and Investments. Translation, the same kind of stuff Pastula and I have been talking about for a couple of years now on this program.
And we didn't get paid for any study.
We didn't get paid for any study, but we've been talking about it, why it's so important. And the reason, let me just refresh your memory on the stuff that we cover. Because if you really, truly want to do the right job in your retirement planning and your financial planning, you'll do it the way that we suggested here in the program. Not because we're so smart, but this guy Pfau is a major propeller head. Come on. Longevity risk has to be managed. Check. Investment volatility and sequence of return risk. Check. Inflation risk. Check. Cognitive decline risk. Check. All of those important when you're talking about retirement. So going back to what Pfau talked about, Gino, he looked at two scenarios, a 35-year-old couple and a 50-year-old couple. And under those two scenarios, there were three underlying scenarios. One is you just take your money and put it in a 60-40 mix, stocks and bonds. You do a systematic withdrawal. And I'm not going to get into all the technical details. I'll just cut to the chase here momentarily. That's one set of circumstances. The second set was, well, let's do a partial annuitization, no life insurance with stocks and bonds and a systematic withdrawal. And then the third scenario was, as I said before, and this is the one most people don't get, and that is a life annuity, a life insurance policy, and a 60-40 mix stocks, bonds, cash, systematic withdrawal. And so on the 35-year-old, he assumed they had $15,000 per year that they could save. And in scenario one, they took the $15,000 and obviously put it in a 401k plan. Now, they didn't take into account, matching contributions, but they did take into account their tax bracket, 25% before and after retirement. And so it goes. Now, in the second scenario, they did, as I said, partial annuitization, and in the third scenario, they did the life insurance policy. Let me cut to here we go. So the outcomes for the three scenarios, and I'll get Gene will actually talk about this in a minute, but I had to finish it. Outcomes for the three scenarios, cutting to the chase. The income distributions total from all sources, beginning at age 65 for a 35-year-old couple. The stock, bond, and cash routine, $58,556. The partial annuitization, $81,434. 39% more income. And then the life insurance policy one, $82,000, so 40% more income. So the one with the life insurance was just marginally better with the annuity than the one with just the annuity. But Gino, clearly this says you should annuitize when you retire a portion of your retirement wealth, as we've learned from most of the other studies you and I have talked about.
Yeah, well, when you get into those kinds of numbers, my head starts to spin a little bit, and I'm sure that my experience with clients is the same. There's a lot there, but what the interesting thing is that what you've pointed out is the underlying technical aspects of how you set up a portfolio or what's the best thing to do. And you know, I told you a couple of weeks ago that I'm the people's CFP. Okay, you know, I mean, when you get down to it, what you really need is a plan or a strategy that feels good, that takes care of the issues that you develop, financial issues that you develop as you age. And when you put in the annuity and the insurance part into a financial plan, and everybody is different. So, you know, some people will, you know, for a variety of reasons, will not, you know, want or need or whatever to use those versus some other products that maybe other people would, for example, think that would be important. We're doing a summit here in a couple of days that involves individuals and their products and investment opportunities that some people would, you know, probably get more excited by and benefit by. Point is that, I mean, the most important point, what you're saying, in my perspective, is you don't discount these because, oh, I don't want insurance. I mean, I had a gentleman send me a note the other day. You know, we were discussing a variety of things, and one of the sentences I just came out of blinking out of there said, "And I don't want any insurance." Well, you know, we hadn't even got to that point,
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know what it is that he doesn't want.
And let me just address that, because what you being the people's CFP, I, on the other hand, remember there's both logic and emotion in every discussion that you might have with a client. I'm taking the logical aspect here for just a minute. So I'll let you deal with the emotions, because I had plenty of time backing the hearse up to the door myself when I was a young financial advisor. I didn't like that part, but I loved this part. Let's talk about the terminal value in the 1 minute that we have left. Because what I said was, from an income standpoint, you ended up with 58,000 versus 81,000 versus 82,000, the 82,000 being with a life insurance policy and an annuity. The distribution of legacy wealth at age 100, assuming a person lives that long, and there is a fairly high likelihood that a 35-year-old, one or the other, is likely to live that long, $649,780 in the I don't want any annuity or any life insurance. In the one that says I'll take the annuity but no life insurance, it's $217,000. But when you added the life insurance policy in, remember, he had more income. The terminal value left over to the kids, to the heirs, $2,132,234, 228% more legacy value. By combining all three approaches, you do better with the income and you do better with the legacy. It doesn't get much better than that. We'll come back with Gene Pastula, CFP, the people's CFP, right after this.